Come on in. How is everybody doing today? How is everyone? We have a change of program today. We were going to have an open discussion. We can still have an open discussion, but it's going to be, I don't know, all last night. Um, this story still is not setting right. And there's some questions, there's some things that I would like to talk about. So let's do that. How is everybody doing today? Come on in, come on in, come on in. And, I was thinking about this last night and I was saying, um, are these, I rewatched, here's what happened. I rewatched my live from yesterday. I watched it last night. And as I watched it, I thought about Shanquella and her situation and what's happened to her. And then I started, as I was watching the video, my mind kept going to her and the six friends. And I kept thinking, are they showing signs of narcissism? And so these things started coming in my mind. And so I said, you know what? Let's just do a live today. Let's talk about it. There's some things that stick out, and it's a question. It's a question because, and I had to write them down as I thought about them. And narcissists show no remorse most of the time for anything that they do. Um, they're not sorry. And it just seems like whoever is Shanquella's friends that are coming out and are speaking, you're not seeing the remorse. So, it's questionable. I don't know, but is it a possibility that there are some traits there that are showing that maybe all, or maybe one or two or three are showing signs of being a narcissist? We know that narcissists do bully, and it looks like she was bullied. It's clear that she was being bullied because someone said that there was a fight. But for me, a fight is when there is two people engaging back and forth. And it's clear that she never fought back. So to me, that's not a fair fight. And, the question is, the people that were watching, the people that were videotaping, where does and this is where I'm correlating the narcissist, where does the compassion step in and you say, okay, stop, break up the fight, this has gone too far? Where does that take place? You don't see that happening. So it just goes back to where no empathy, no sympathy, no emotion, no feeling. There was a young man that you can hear calling her name, Quilla, would you at least fight back? And then she said no. Um, and my mind goes to, you know, here it is, you're telling her to fight back and she doesn't fight back, and you either don't stop. If you're recording, you don't stop recording, you continue to record, but at no point do you step in to say, stop, enough, this is enough is enough. No, let's not do this. It's gone too far, we're not doing this anymore. And it's just really, really sad. Let me get here. See, Kingdom, come on in, come on in, come on in. How are you guys doing today? We got a little bit of a change of this is this bothered me all night. I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about it and kept thinking about it. And, um, the spirit told me last week to do it, and I didn't. I was disobedient. And I guess that's why I wasn't able to sleep last night, um, because I wasn't obedient last week and I didn't do it. So this is me being obedient, and this is me listening to the spirit, and just really trying to correlate where is this just, where is this fear, and just from my experience with narcissists, it just seems as though there's a lot of correlation here with these young people who have the traits. Are they? I have no idea. But they're, from what we can see, they're exhibiting um, signs and traits of narcissism. So, like I said, I wrote some notes down. Kingdom, how are you guys doing today? I hope everyone is having a blessed day. And we're gonna have some conversation today. Let's talk about this story, because it's really bothering me. It's just not sitting right with me, and I'm wondering if one or two or all of these young people are um, have traits of being a narcissist, or are they narcissists? But what from what I can see, um, there is this. I have a feeling that this video that was, and the spirit said there's more than one video. There's more videos. The spirit also told me that um, this someone else there was a fight before this as well, and that there's a video for it. It just hasn't been released. Um, but it's just not this story. I just can't shake it. Um, it's not sitting right with me. And there's strength in numbers. And the yesterday's live was about. I rewatched it, and when I rewatched it, the name of the live was with friends like the narcissist who needs enemies. And it just took me back to Shanquella's story, and just really, 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 really sad and really unfortunate that these people who she trusts, obviously she loved them. She's known them for quite some time. It just seems and appears that no one had her back. Um, it just feels and seems like the reason why she did not fight back is because she felt um, maybe alone, probably afraid, knowing that it could probably get worse, because she probably didn't want for others to jump in and to create a worse situation, which is probably the reason why she did not fight back. Her mother says that she was not a fighter, that she had a good heart, but the lack of empathy and the lack of support and the lack of love and emotion, that no one stepped in or stopped recording to tell them to stop, that hey, this is not right. Don't do that. That this is going too far. Enough is enough. That didn't happen, and we know that narcissists have traits where they love drama, they love chaos, they're toxic, and there's no accountability. And it seems like in this situation, there is no accountability for their actions. So I know I've looked at watched other videos, and there's a lot of people saying that they're not going to go to Mexico right now because at least question these six young people, bring them in and have them questioned, so that they can, tell their side of the story. Um, Narcissists lie, and we know that they lied, because they said that she had drunk too much alcohol, and the autopsy report showed that there was no alcohol in her system. It just seems to me like there's a possibility that there could be um, this these maybe these six, I don't know if they're all, but maybe these six young people who possibly are narcissists ganged up on this young lady. It appears to be that if they had only been there 24 hours, it just leaves a taste in your mouth that it was a setup, and that they went there to do something to her. They went there with the intention on this fight. That's what it looks like. That's what it appears to be. And you guys let me know if you agree or not. But it just seems like these six young people seem like they're having traits of being narcissists. And, like I said, the lack of empathy, the lack of sympathy, the lack of support. They run in packs, which is unfortunate. Narcissists think that they're smarter than everyone else. And it seems like the people who are coming out and talking, they are talking, but you don't hear any emotion for what happened, any um, regret of any sort. It just seems like they're talking from a standpoint to clear their name, to make it seem as though they had nothing to do with it. But if you were there or you came later, however it happened, um, this is a human being, and she was clearly hurt. And when the doctor or nurse or whoever showed up, why was it that they didn't want for her to go to the hospital? Um, you know what happened. So obviously, you were figuring that if she goes to the hospital, that it'll come out that, that this fight occurred. But meanwhile, you recorded the entire thing. And like I said earlier, the spirit said that this wasn't the first fight, that someone else had fought her before. And again, a fight is between two people, meaning that both people or more than one are actually going back and forth. And in this case, there was no fight. It was unfair because only one person was fighting, and she was getting beaten up. So let me know if you guys agree. It just sounds like there's some narcissism going on here. Um, and narcissists don't fight fair. They don't fight fair. um, when the person that was beating her in the video, when you saw that she wasn't fighting back, why did you not stop? These are questions that I think that the authorities, Mexican and American authorities, have to bring these young people in for questioning and have them answer these types of questions. Because if you were there, you were an accomplice to what happened. You know what happened. You didn't stop it at any point. So where is the empathy? Where is the love? Where is the compassion to say, hey, okay, you're not fighting back. I'm going to leave you alone. Or the other people jump in, or not jump in, meaning that they join in the fight, but step in and say, stop, don't do that. There's got to be a line. But narcissists don't do those things. Hey, Half Moon, how you doing today? We're going a little off topic today because, the Spirit told me to talk about this story last week and I didn't, but it's still bothering me. So I said, I'm going to be obedient. I'm just going to talk about it. I wrote a bunch of things down. I couldn't rest last night because this story just showed signs that these young people have traits of being narcissists. No love, no compassion. Half Moon says there are so many evil people in this world. Yes. And, the question for me is, okay, the fight, it's not even a fight because she wasn't fighting back. The young lady that was fighting her or beating her up. Where was everyone else to say, stop, stop? They didn't do that. Our society nowadays is we have to get back to loving and having a heart for people. And it's really important that we put this down at some point and we have to step in and we have to say, this is not right. How many times have we seen on social media people seeing the wrong, unjust things happening to people, and they're standing there like this, watching it and allowing it to happen and not saying or doing anything to stop what is going on? What has happened to this world? What has happened to this world that we no longer care about what is going on? There is this emotional detachment that is going on, and it sickens me. It sickens me. Like I said, I have a 26-year-old son. She was 25. Had her whole life ahead of her. She was going somewhere. This is where the jealousy and envy come in. You could see that she already was someone, but you could tell that she was going to catapult, that God was going to catapult her. So this is where the jealousy and the envy, which is also a narcissistic trait. All night, I rewatched a live from yesterday. And the live from yesterday was with friends like the narcissist, who needs enemies? And it just immediately took me, as I watched that live back, I just went right back to the Shanquella Robinson story. And I thought about these the four other individuals who were in the room, who were there on site and did absolutely nothing. Are we building and birthing a nation of narcissists? Is that what we are doing now? By lying that there was alcohol, she had drunk too much alcohol. There was no alcohol in her system. By ganging up on her and bullying her, another narcissistic trait. By not stepping in and showing love and compassion for someone that you've known for all these years. Are we building and birthing narcissists? Is that what we are doing now? That we just hold this and have no compassion? What are we doing? What are we doing? Where is the love? Where is the passion? Where is the when you know that you did something wrong, that you allow her to go to the hospital and at least try to help her? But you allowed these 6 young people, and the next one that came in saying that he came the next day. Okay, when you came and you saw her, this person made a live, no compassion in his life at all, no remorse at all, just clearing his name. That's what I saw, and you guys can tell me if you agree or not. But there is no he mentions that when he came, his attitude was, we got a lot to do. But here you have this young lady, regardless of if you knew what happened to her or didn't know what happened to her, if she looked lifeless, going out and partying and doing all these other things at this particular time doesn't matter. I'm just so frustrated, and I know I did not plan to do this today, but for you guys that's just coming on. The spirit told me last week to talk about this story, and I was defiant, and I didn't. It bothered me last week. It's still bothering me. We want for the authorities to bring these 6 people in and question them. Let's find out what happened. Now you see on social media they're turning against each other, which is another narcissistic trait. Narcissists point fingers at everyone else. They're pointing fingers at Shanquella and saying that Shanquella was in the wrong, when clearly the video shows that she wasn't in the wrong. Sorry, guys. Okay, sorry. I'm so sorry. Um, let's see. Hey, Corn, how you doing today? Um, Raven says, "Whoo, mm, the cartels in Mexico operating in the U.S. as well beat their slaves into submission. Getting involved is incredibly dangerous. Um, but we have to have a voice. We have to speak up, and all we want is for them to be brought in, to be questioned. Let's have them all come in and let's question them. We don't want for this, and the spirit told me her spirit is not going to rest until there is justice. Corn says, blessings and good afternoon, everyone. Yes, my narc and her flying monkeys watching and stalking me in the daily. Yeah, that's what they do. That's what they do. Um, the truth says, now watching this live stream. Corn says, to be honest, I believe they made a pact to cover the truth. But you know what? Whatever is in darkness always comes to light. Whatever is in darkness always comes to light. And narcissists run in packs. Narcissists will smile in your face and be envious and jealous of you, which these traits are what I'm seeing. Just really sad and very unfortunate. But we would want that there, if let's just look at it this way. If this young lady was related to us, if it was our sister, our niece, our aunt, our cousin, our close friend, would we want justice? Would we want for these individuals to be brought in and to be questioned? And I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that. If I am wrong for saying that, tell me, La, you're wrong for saying that. Obviously, obviously, there was a crime committed. And usually when there's a crime committed, the suspects are brought in and they're questioned. So if I'm wrong for saying that, let me know. But they should be brought in for questioning. Um, and yes, it is very possible, Corn, that they did make a pact. But guess what? They're gonna start. They already started pointing fingers at each other and fighting against each other, which is what narcissists do when their backs against the wall. Um, uh, Truth says Cabo 6. Cabo 6 is the 6 young people. There's a young lady, her name is Shanquella Robinson. She was from North Carolina, and her 6 friends went to Mexico, to Cabo, Mexico, for a vacation, for a getaway. And within 24 hours of her getting there, um, a fight, well, she was beaten, and they unalived her. She is no longer with us. Um, she has passed. And probably now a month later, I think, a little over a month, there have been no one being questioned, and then there's been no arrest made. And all we're asking for is that they be brought in and they be questioned. But it just is correlating to me that there are some narcissistic traits that are coming out of these 6 individuals, is what I'm seeing. Corn said the 6 people who unalived Shanquella Robinson, yes. Half Moon said, I don't watch the news. I don't watch the news either, Half Moon. If I'm doing my updating my YouTube and I go into my comments to respond to you guys, feeds will come up, and I think it was the week in front, a little bit probably. I saw the story, it popped up and I watched it. And it's quite sad, very, very sad, very unfortunate. Um, Half Moon says, I don't watch the news, but we all hear what's going on. Yeah, I have no social media. I refuse to be an actor. Yes, yeah, but this story is not going away. It's not going to go away until justice is served. And the Spirit told me her spirit is not going to rest until justice is served. The parents and the family and the close friends deserve that. They deserve it. Um, Corn said, yes, that's very true. Whatever is in dark will come to light. Amen. It always does, regardless of what. And narcissists, like I said, have no remorse. They lie. They run in packs. They accuse you. They put they blame shift, they put it off on someone else, which is what these young people seem like that's what they're doing. You mean to tell me in the 6, not one of them can come forth and say, this is what happened. This was my friend. I never wanted this to happen. Um, let's see. The truth said, the evil people then cover up the truth. Yeah, that's exactly right. But I have a feeling that the video that was released of her being beaten was released to since they unalived her, since she's no longer with us. Something tells me that that video was put out to clear their name, to show that they weren't the ones that did it. And you guys tell me if I'm right and if I'm wrong. And if I'm wrong, check me and tell me I'm wrong. But if you're there and you do nothing, you had something to do with it. You were a part of it. If you did and said absolutely nothing and you allowed it to continue, you allowed it to happen, even though you saw that it was escalating and getting bigger and bigger and bigger and getting worse, and she was not in any shape or form, she did not fight back. And like I said earlier, something tells me that she didn't fight back because she knew that she had all these other people that could have possibly uh, gang beat her up. They could have all jumped in. Half Moon says, I would want justice, yes, but I'm but I'm not Rambo, and somebody is covering up. Yeah, yep, yes, that's exactly correct. They're all covering for each other. Half Moon says, I haven't seen the video. Yeah, if you go on YouTube and you put in her name, you'll be able to see that they're in a bedroom, and one young lady is hitting her and beating her up, and she is not fighting back at all. And then someone says out loud, calls her and says, Quilla, will you at least fight back? And she says no. And then it looks like she was picked up and body slammed down, which is where it looks like she has a cracked skull and a broken spine. And then they called the nurse or a doctor, whichever one. One story says nurse, the other says story. I'm sorry, doctor. And the doctor asked that she go to the hospital, and they said no. They did not want to take her to the hospital. And then it looks like she passed away. But the autopsy, they said that their story is that she had alcohol poisoning, but the autopsy showed that she had no alcohol in her system at all, and that she had a skull and spine injury. So yeah, you can check out the video. But like I said earlier, before you guys got on, um, I'm just being obedient, and the Spirit told me to um, there's lots of questions. There's a lot of questions. Why haven't they been questioned yet? Um, Over a month now. Why haven't they been questioned yet? Um, why is there no remorse from these individuals that were supposed to be her friends? It just doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense at all. And do you agree? Do you guys agree that these are all showing signs of these young ladies possibly could be, excuse me, these 6 individuals could possibly be have some traits of being narcissists, because there's two that's come out to speak, and it sounds like they've come out to speak to clear their name. But when they speak, you don't hear any compassion, you don't hear any remorse, you don't hear any love at all. So it's just really, really questionable to me, that we are building and birthing a nation of narcissists, and that we just want to do this for a storyline. Um, just really, really unfortunate and really sad. And like I said, I have a 26-year-old son, and she could be my daughter. She could be my niece. She could be my cousin. So very, very sad. Um, Palina says, what makes y'all say these people are narcissists? They haven't given any interviews, have they? I'm not saying that they're narcissists. I am saying that they're exhibiting, some of them are exhibiting narcissistic traits. And the reason why I'm saying that is because in the video, you don't see or hear any of them stopping or trying to stop what's going on the fight. Um, the two that did come out and speak, you don't hear any empathy, um, any love or compassion for what's happened to her. Um, it just seems like it was premeditated. I don't know that they're narcissists. I just see and hear that there could be some narcissistic traits going on. Um, so I'm not calling them narcissists because I don't know if they are, but there is a big question mark there. And if someone's being beaten up and no one does, and there's four other people in the room and no one does anything to stop it, where's the love and where's the compassion? And we know that narcissists don't have love and they don't have compassion for anyone. So it's really, it's a question. It is a question. It's a question mark here. Um, Half Moon says, I discovered that my ex narc was married the whole time I was with her. Wow. Wow. Her marriage was dissolved in February of this year. Wow, that is very unfortunate. Wow. But that goes back to, narcissists lie, right? And this is where the question is coming in, because clearly they lied and said that she had alcohol poisoning, or that she had drunk too much alcohol, and the reports show that she had no alcohol in her system. So narcissists lie to cover themselves. So this is a question. Palina says, I think they are just evil doers. They did their daddy's work. Mm, mm. That the devil, their daddy used them. Yeah, yep. And, Palina, that's what narcissists do. That's what narcissists do. Narcissists go into people's lives to rob, steal, destroy, and kill everything in them. That's what narcissists do. Are these 6 young people narcissists? I don't know. I don't know them personally. But I do know that they're showing traits of being narcissists. They didn't interject. There was no love and compassion. They continued to videotape. They didn't stop. They're not coming forth to say, tell the truth and tell what happened. The ones that are coming forth, it appears there's two that went live, and both of them in the live showed no compassion, no love, no respect for what has happened. it came from a standpoint of I wasn't involved. I had nothing to do with it. That's how I'm seeing it. And you guys tell me if you see it the same way. Palina says they might be narcissistic. I think that I think they're just crazy evil, but narcissists are kind of crazy side. So yes, they're narcissists. Can't wait to hear what the honest truth is. Um, and they're still lying. Yeah, which is a trait that narcissists do. I'm just posing this question. Is it possible that one or all of them could have these traits? They've obviously lied, right? They obviously had no remorse and didn't step in. Now that she's no longer with us, they still are not showing any remorse. They're pointing the finger at each other now. Now they're fighting against each other. These are all traits of narcissists. This young lady was absolutely stunning, absolutely gorgeous. And she was, I believe she did hair. She had a hair business. She was going somewhere. She was already somewhere, but you could tell that she was going to be someone very special. She already was, but I just mean she was going to just excel even more. And it could be, I don't know, but it could be that they were jealous of her. They were jealous of that. How do you go on a trip and within 24 hours? Hi, Cupcake, you leaving? Hi. Okay, baby, I'm going to wrap up. Okay, love you, bye. Sorry, I have to get my daughter from the bus. But how do you just detach yourself emotionally? This is my question. How do you detach yourself emotionally from your friend, from your friend no longer being here? How do you get on lives and just get on a live and just um, pretty much clear your name with no emotion, no compassion, no love? And they are lying. They are lying. They're covering something up. And like I said earlier before you guys came on, the Spirit told me that um, there is more videos and that this wasn't the first fight, that this was probably a second fight. Hmm. So she felt defeated. She felt defeated. And it just seems like it was a setup. That's what it looks like. It looks like this was a setup. Because that's what I was saying before my daughter called, because within 24 hours you should be having fun. There should be no fighting at all. Usually at the end of the trip everybody's sick of each other and everybody wants to go home, but in the beginning of the trip everyone's enjoying themselves and happy to be quote unquote on vacation. So it just seems very suspect. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. It just seems like it's very, 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 very suspect. Um, Corn says, yes, one of them is a narc. Ooh. And the others are flying monkeys. That is very possible. Very, very possible. The aggressor, probably the person who saw that she wasn't fighting back, and instead of saying, I give up, I'm going to go outside and walk off my aggression, um, that didn't happen. They just continue and continue because they wanted to hurt her. They wanted to hurt her. Did they go there to do this? I don't know. But they wanted to hurt her. They wanted to teach her a lesson for some reason. They wanted to teach her a lesson. And it just went too far. It went too far. Um, Palina says, I think all is narcissist. You are absolutely right. No remorse, no remorse at all. They claim her best friend, the guy, and her both did PPP loans and were both approved. His business took off. Her business took off, and his didn't. I don't know. I haven't heard of that. But right now, I have to tell you, anything is possible. Anything is possible because, like I said, narcissists are very envious and they're very jealous. She had an amazing body. She natural beauty across the board, and it could be that they were jealous of her, which is why they ganged up on her or didn't help her. However, it came about. But yeah, very, very, very sad. Palina says, so he was mad about that. He's supposed to have protected that young lady, seeing her as her, yeah, it looks like they were best friends. The person who asked her to at least fight back. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out why no one out of the four stepped in to stop it. It's not adding up for me. It's not adding up. And I'm just being obedient. The Spirit said to talk about it, and I'm just being obedient. Um, Half Moon says this sounds like jealousy of junior high school kids. She wasn't really. She wasn't. You're right. She thought that she was, but obviously she wasn't. And the reason I agree with you is because if no one stepped in and no one stopped it, obviously she thought she was a part of the group and she was actually the outcast. They outcasted her. So yes, very, very sad. Korn says it's the narcissist puts um, everyone under peer pressure to do wrong things. The popular girl or guy in high school who controls the narrative. Yeah, yep, yeah. So maybe, and I don't know. Now you write that, and I now think and I say maybe maybe the other four were afraid of the one that was beating her up. It's a possibility, very much a possibility. Truth says someone knows maybe what I'm not sure what that means. Nah, truth means. Korn says um, he probably he's probably the narcissist because narcs don't do their own dirty. Mm. Narcissists don't do their own dirty work. They get a kick out of encouraging others. You're right. That happened to me. So you are absolutely right. They get someone else to do their dirty work. I never even thought about that, but that's a great point. Um, they get others um, to do their dirty work, and they get a kick out of encouraging others to do their dirty work for them. A whole coward. Yeah, yeah. Very sad. Very, very sad. Um, Truth says we better not be distracted by the beauty of a woman or a man, because they come in both. For the woman, for the same. Yep. Be not distracted by the beauty of a man. Um, I it's important because you could have a good looking person, but if their spirit within is not positive and not healthy and not loving and not kind, it doesn't matter how attractive they are outside. They're tarnished on the inside, which is quite sad, um, because it takes you get more bees with honey than you do with vinegar. So you get more when you're nice. You get more when you're loving and when you're kind. When you're mean, you know, you don't get what you get when you're nice. And it's just a really sad, very, very sad story. But I was obedient today and I just did what the Spirit told me to do. And the Spirit told me to, hey, is it possible that one or all of these individuals have some narcissistic traits? Just something to think about, um, especially moving forward, that we're teaching our young children to have love and compassion for others. Don't just hold the phone up and videotape it. Step in, say something. If it's wrong, it's your duty and your job to step in. This is supposed to be your someone that you love. Half Moon says cockroaches like lemon and vinegar. Sorry, guys. Um, That is true. That is very, very true. But Kingdom, I just wanted to be obedient today. We'll do our, today is Friday. We'll do our open discussion back on Monday. I love you guys. I'm going to go get my daughter from the bus. Just something for you guys to think about. We want to show our young people that they've got to have some love, they've got to have some compassion, and somebody's got to step in and say, hey, this is not right. And we have to draw a line somewhere. And we have to get back to loving each other, supporting each other, and not being jealous. Listen, everybody has a mind and has the ability to do and get what they want. So if someone has a nice car and you want a nice car, you can get it. You can get it. It may take you a little longer, but you can get whatever you want. You don't have to step on anyone. You don't have to be jealous of anyone. You don't have to hurt anyone because they have something that you don't have. Korn says narcs also love recording others doing their dirty work for them and get a kick out of watching the video over and over again and secretly spreading the video across social media forums. Oh. Half Moon said, have a great day. Love and light to you all. Yeah. Yeah. We'll be back. Today is Friday, right? I think today is Friday. Um, yeah, today is Friday. We'll be back on Monday. Love you guys. Remember that you are a part of God's kingdom and He loves you more than anything in this world. And we have to continue to spread love. We have to teach our kids this. If we're not teaching our kids this, today is a new day and we got to show love and compassion for everyone. Everyone has blood running through them. Everyone that has breath in them. We have to show love. We have to show compassion and not detach ourselves and say, not my problem. If you're there and you're seeing it, you're a part of it. So yeah, and then if you want to connect for a one-on-one coaching session, I'm going to put my email in the description area. Have an absolutely wonderful weekend. And I love you guys, and I'll see you back on Monday. We're going to have an open discussion on Monday. And remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Bye, Kingdom. I love you, and have a blessed day.